So Ray, you're a big Cowboy Bebop fan.
Yes.
How did you feel going into Space Dandy?
I was skeptical because it's another space adventure about another bounty hunter of sorts.
Yes.
Directed by Shinichiro Watanabe and produced by Bones, Space Dandy is about a dandy in space. Of course. This dreamy adventurer with an Elvis-like pompadour travels around the galaxy in search of aliens no one has ever laid eyes on. And each of these new species he discovers earns him cash. Thing is, he's not the most competent, and he isn't the best shot.
It's seriously episodic in nature, isn't it?
Yes.
One story informs on another, but doesn't necessarily flow into the next.
That's right, yeah.
It's very jarring, but it's also really intriguing.
Oh yeah, we're being kept on our toes, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It had a very mixed response. Think Cowboy Bebop meets Arakawa Under the Bridge, so it can get pretty crazy at times. And I feel like each episode is almost geared towards a different kind of audience, because you'll have something that's quite character driven, and then you're slapped in the face with absurdity, and then the next episode really draws you in with something beautiful, like episode 5 for example.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about the characters, Ray?
I love them, and our hero, Dandy, well, he's such a loser in so many ways. His penchant for boobies, which also happens to be a Hooters-like restaurant franchise spread throughout the galaxy, sometimes borders on crude. But Watanabe walks the line very carefully. You can see the craftsman at work, and Dandy is so unashamedly narcissistic and charismatic that it's rewarding to see him fail, which is in turn why I think we love him.
Totally. And this is balanced by two sidekicks. QT, an out-of-date robot, who, believe it or not, is the brains of the outfit. She's sweet, though her incompetence makes for some sticky situations. And my favourite, Meow, a cat-looking space alien who comes on board as some sort of freeloader. That's not his real name, though.
No.
Neither Dandy nor QT can actually pronounce it, so they've just labelled him Meow.
Yeah. I don't think the antagonists are much chop though. It feels as though they'd be much more interesting if they posed a real threat to our heroes. Instead, they're kind of thwarted by circumstances or perceived circumstances instead of the action itself. And so I'm yet to be grabbed by, that story arc.
Yeah, design-wise, though, it's very cool.
Oh yeah.
Like Dr. Gel, for instance, who resembles a gorilla in a pirate outfit.
Right on. Design-wise, the characters look excellent. There's an endless array of aliens and the different worlds. They all reflect a deep imagination at work.
And the colours, every frame is filled with a vibrancy that I don't think I've seen before. Mixing a bold palette with a kind of electricity. Everything pops in an explosion of colour like fireworks.
Yeah, it's beautiful to watch and fluid. The animation is superb. There's not a lot of static frames, and when the action starts, hold on to your hats because it's up there with the best, visually and choreographically.
And Yoko Kanno delights us yet again with another dynamic, toe-tapping, spirited soundtrack.
Yes.
Whenever I think of her work, I just think, style.
That's a great description, yeah. Yeah, I love her work.
Yeah.
And in Space Dandy, it's beautiful. It's such a pleasure to listen to. But what do you think about the series as a whole, though?
Well, at this stage with only half the season released, it's kind of difficult to see where it's kind of going.
Yeah.
It's a comedy, more or less, and it's a little bit hit and miss, I have to say. When the characters break the fourth wall, I really enjoy that, but again, that's a little bit, it doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't.
I want some of those larger story arcs to be strengthened a bit more, to give it a little bit more oomph.
Yep.
I am still going to keep watching it though.
Okay.
I am enjoying it, but I don't think it's going to appeal to absolutely everyone. So I think on the basis of that, I'm going to give it a borrow.
Okay, yeah, look, I was bouncing between a borrow and a buy. It's definitely a mix of genres. Watanabe's kind of the Quentin Tarantino of the anime kingdom.
Yeah.
He loves to mix genre and style in a kind of potpourri of visual and oral delight. Think Samurai Champloo, for example, where he mixes Edo Japan with hip-hop and street culture. So come with it, come to it with an open mind.
Absolutely.
And don't have too many expectations because there's a lot of freedom in this world. There are no rules, and that kind of creates something that's buoyant and joyous. And I guess that's what I'm enjoying most about it. I'm having a lot of fun, and for that reason, I'm going to give it a buy as well.
And, you're a bit of a space dandy yourself, aren't you, Ray?
Excuse me. Hey!